I'm Ange from Business Sense, and this evening with me I have Teresa and Wynand from Mobi Ventures. Good evening, Teresa.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having us.
And good evening, Wynand.
Hey, how's it, Ange? Hope you're doing well.
I'm good, thanks. Great to have you guys with us. So we're going to talk a little bit about Mobi Ventures as a company. And can you please just give me a little bit more description around Mobi Claw, because that's what we're talking about tonight, Mobi Claw 911. So can you explain the difference between Mobi Ventures, Mobi Claw, and how it all started?
Yeah, sure thing. So I think if we take a step back, Mobi Claw started about 9, 10 years ago by Mike Myers and Paul Stone. They were the co-founders of Mobi Claw 911. The holding company was or is Mobi Ventures. Mobi Claw 911 was born from that. And essentially what it was, Mobi Claw was there to be helped by the push of a button that was literally sitting in your pocket. And over the time, it has progressed into many different avenues, which includes vehicle tracking, cameras, on response. It's just not focused on one type of emergency. It's focused on all types of emergencies out there, be it medical, fire, criminal related, whatever you can think of. It's a single solution that can help you at the end of the day.
Okay, so you mentioned something about the push of a button. Tell me about that.
Yes, absolutely. So essentially, we wanted to keep it simple. We didn't want to complicate it or clutter the app that a user have to use, especially when you're in an emergency environment or you're flustered, you're stressed. You don't want to scramble around to try and figure out what button to press. You open the app, one big red button, you press and hold it down, and essentially the emergency comes through to the control room, 24-hour control room, and we coordinate a response, emergency response to your location.
So is it like a panic button? Is that what you mean?
It's exactly a panic button. It's a digital panic button. And we've also got a physical one that you can hang around your neck and use as well.
Okay. So when you say response, is it for emergencies only? What if I have a flat tire?
Absolutely. So flat tire, we classified as a breakdown, and Teresa knows it very well. She's been one of those damsels in distress on the side of the road. So we don't offer a breakdown service per se. What we would do is if you had to break down, let's say for argument's sake on the N2 freeway, we would send a security provider to your location to stand off with you in terms of safety. But we will help and coordinate with your insurance to get a towing services to you. If you don't have insurance, we've got service providers across the country where we can liaise with them to get a towing service to you. Correct.
Okay, got it. Because, you know, as ladies, we have to worry about these things. Safety first, right? So, Teresa, 100%. It's Women's Month still. Happy Women's Month to you and me. Can you tell me about your journey as a woman in this kind of industry and in Mobi Claw specifically?
So, Ange, as a woman in this industry, with everything that we've experienced, it's been so rewarding to see how we've been able to be there for people in their time of need. And what a lot of people don't realize is when you're in a distressful situation, you don't normally have time to look for numbers, dial numbers, spell street names, explain where you are. And as Mobi Claw, we eliminate that whole frustration, which you're cutting away about 20 minutes of response time alone by being able to push one reliable button. And with activating that button, our control room is alerted with all your details, your location, as well as your personal profile that speaks for you when you can't. And let me tell you, as a woman who's gone through experiences, I've had an accident, I've been broken down on the side of the road, electrical and flat tires, you name it. You stress and you don't know what to do. You just want help quickly. And that's what Mobi Claw is there for. You push one button and we will manage and coordinate getting all the correct first responders to help you quickly, because our goal is to help save as many lives as possible and being there for as many people in their time of need. And in the industry now, we don't just call it the golden hour anymore. We call it the golden window. You want to get help to you as quickly as possible.
Right. Okay. And sometimes I think when you've had a car accident or you're in a panicked state of mind, you don't really know where you are. You can lose that train of thought, right? So are you saying that the panic button that is on the app on your phone works through the location of your phone, even if if I'm confused and I can't tell you where I am?
That is correct. So it's GPS location, and we offer two life-saving solutions. One being a panic button on your cell phone, which is quick and easy. So your cell phone is your first point of contact. Instead of you having to try handle the emergency yourself, having a reliable company like Mobi Claw, having the right team handling your emergency when you need help is vital in getting help to you quickly. So you've got the app on your phone where you open up the app, you tap on the icon, and you hold the red button down until it turns green. It's that simple. Our control room will be in contact with you. Should you not be able to talk or answer your phone, you've at least got the right team knowing you're an emergency, then no one knowing at all. So we will not stop looking for you or cancel that emergency until we know your life is safe and there's no more lives at risk. We also have our mobile device as a second life-saving solution, where it's a mobile device you can carry with you. You put it in your pocket, hang it around your neck, and it's technically a cell phone that you're investing in with the cell phone technology. Also registered with a SIM card. It roams between Vodacom and MTN towers, also GPS location. These little devices are really amazing. They're also water resistant, and should you need to carry it with you and you're running or you're in the shower, you can take it with you as long as it doesn't get completely submerged in water. You can activate and call for help quickly when you need help fast. When you don't know what to do and you don't know who to call, you just push one button and we will do it all for you.
I just want to add on to what Teresa said by having the right team on board. That's essential. Now, if I go back to when the company was started up, and even currently, where you find the directors of the company, they ex-policemen, ex-medic, ex-army. So they come from an environment that they know, the company has been set up in an environment that we know what we're talking about. So it's not that you got your emergency is going to a call center that is dealing with insurance claims, with emergencies here or there. Our specific function in the control room is purely emergency based. So that's our focus. The guys get the right training, and we love to keep up with the trends that's happening out in the field. If there's a new trend that's popping up in terms of crime that might affect women, that is something we want to focus on. That is something we want to educate our viewers or educate our clients about.
Okay. So when you say emergency, what does that mean? Does that mean a medical emergency? What exactly is the offering from Mobi Claw?
So an emergency to you might be something as small as being broken down on the freeway, but emergency in my eyes might be someone having a heart attack in a restaurant. So it varies. That's why we've taken that perception that whatever the emergency is that our client is going through, it's a real life emergency in their eyes, and we must treat it and deal with it as one. So emergency can range from stuck on the side of the freeway, difficulty breathing, smoke coming from a building. There's so many, it varies, but each one is treated with the utmost importance that we get the right response to it.
Okay.
And I'd like to just add to that, if that's okay.
Sure, absolutely.
So, from what Wynand just said, life, and what people don't realize is they think, oh, I'm okay, I'm young, nothing's ever going to happen to me. Age is just a number. We have dealt with so many different emergencies from various ages, and 80% of our calls actually are medical. And we didn't realize that it would be more medical emergencies than criminal, fires, accidents, you name it. So with the medical emergencies, part of Mobi Claw and what makes Mobi Claw so valuable to have when you least expect that emergency to happen, because we all know life is so unpredictable. You need the right team to help you when you need help quick. You linked into our ambulance management plan immediately. So should you need immediate medical assistance, our medics are deployed within the system within a few minutes, and we will make sure that you stabilize, transported to hospital, no questions asked. We don't have to get authorization for medical aid because your profile speaks for you when you need help quickly. And from a woman's perspective, I must say, it gives me peace of mind and comfort to know that I have such a reliable service to push if I ever need assistance. Because let me tell you, when I was in my accident, I was beyond hysterical. I had no idea what to do. And knowing that I could just push that one button, and we had the most amazing control room team handling the emergency, was just phenomenal to know that you've got such a great team helping you when you need help fast.
Okay. And you mentioned something about if I'm not able to speak, what happens then? So if I manage to push the button, but then I become unconscious or incapacitated, what happens next?
Correct. So very important question. We do have it happen in the control room or out in the field. So what's important is SOP. So just like with any company, you need to have your SOPs in place so that each emergency is dealt with accordingly. Now, in the event that
what's SOP?
Sorry, standard operational procedures.
Okay. Right.
Okay, so let's, for argument's sake, you press your button, you're unwell, you can't speak over the phone, or you're unconscious. So automatically we've got your location, subject to your location services being on your phone, that it's activated. We would try and contact you. We would contact your emergency contacts as well. So on your profile, you would list, I think it's at least 2 people, whether it's your husband, wife, mom, dad, whatever the case is. You would contact them and find out if they are close to you, if they're in the same proximity as to where you are. And if they don't know themselves, automatically we're going to send, number one, security providers to your location, as well as paramedics, because we don't know what we're dealing with. Let's rather get the assistance there. You can always stand a responding service down. That can always be done. Rather be safe than sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. And if we have to climb over fences, break down doors.
Yes, that was the next question.
Yes.
How do you get inside? We will do it. Make a plan. Okay.
There's a plan, correct.
All right, good.
And just like we always encourage people who live in complexes or live on their own to give spare house keys to people that they trust. My dad lives in a complex. He's got 3 friends that keep his spare keys. And what's nice about our system is that we can make special requests should we need to. So we know who has spare keys to get into the premises if we need to, instead of having to break down doors and all those things. What's really, really awesome is knowing that we're national. So wherever you go, we go with you for any unexpected situation. It can be, like Wynand was saying, medical, criminal, accidents, fires. If you're with someone or witness anything, we go with you wherever you go. If you're not sure what to do, you can push Mobi Claw and we'll assess and help you from there.
Okay, so that I see somebody. We've got a few questions coming in, so we're just going to answer them as we go along. All right. So that was one of them. Are you national, and what areas do you cover? So can you just expand on that a bit?
Yes, and so like I was saying, we are a national organization. We do give you 24/7 personal protection wherever you go for any unexpected life-threatening emergency. So should you not know what to do, you have an extremely reliable, valuable service, one push of a button, simple, easy. You don't have to think. We will do all the thinking for you to ensure that we get the correct first responders to help you quickly, instead of you trying to handle the emergency on your own. So yes, Ange, our service is national and we go with you wherever you go. Whether
you're in Cape Town, Pofaddersdorp, Bloemfontein, anyway, just bear in mind that a lot of these remote areas, response times are delayed due to how big and vast it is. So people just need to understand that as well, but help will come.
But I'd like to add to that, just to give an example of actually what happened. It was an amazing success story. We had a lady about 3 years ago visiting from Cape Town. She was in the Berg, close to Cathkin Estates, and they went on a 4-hour hike, and she was struck by a snake. Interestingly, didn't know what to do. They were trying to explain to mountain rescue where they were, give coordinates, and they had no idea how to do so. Luckily, one of our clients were walking past. They managed to push their Mobi Claw up. We got the coordinates, and we managed to get all relevant resources out to help a lot quicker than they could from their perspective, from a normal community member's perspective. We could help her. Saved her leg, and she was in ICU for a few days, so she was very, very grateful.
2 helicopters were actually dispatched.
Yes, so Wynand can give you more intricacy with that, but
the video is on our Facebook page, so viewers can.
I'd love to see that. Yes.
That's
an amazing story.
No, absolutely, having the right person at the right place.
Yeah.
And then also, kudos must go out to a lot of the organizations that we work hand in hand with. Without them, it will be a very difficult task. So it was the paramedics, mountain rescue, the chopper pilots,
Team effort.
team effort. That's what it boils down to.
The
Yeah,
dream team,
the A team.
the A team, the M team, the Moby team. Okay, that sounds awesome, guys. So I've got another question here. It says, no, I'm not sure. Legally, how are you able to act if being attacked while in the street? Okay, so that is an emergency situation. If somebody attacks me and I push my app or my button, it works
Yeah.
the same, right? If they steal my phone in the process, what happens then?
Yeah, look, we can only get the emergency if you activate the emergency. So
Right.
we are reliant on you to activate
Yeah.
panic. It's not like a house alarm system where someone breaks in, automatically we
Yeah.
get the notification. This is reliant on the end user to activate it. For that question, I think there's different ways to approach this question. But if you're a user, you're in the middle of the road, you witness someone being attacked, you're allowed to
Okay.
press your Mobi Claw panic on behalf of someone else that's in distress.
Right.
So you're welcome to report that as well. And don't think that you're going to get charged for that. You won't get charged for that. You're acting as a Samaritan to help another person in need. So definitely you can report on behalf of someone else. And
Okay.
another aspect of this question is if I'm walking in the road and I'm being attacked, what do I do? If you have the opportunity to activate your Mobi Claw panic, brilliant. That will work well. At least we can get the location. But if you're in a
Yes.
situation where you can't, don't fight the criminals, because when you're going to be a resistance to them, that's when situations like this do go south. So the best that you can do is just obey them, give them what they want. The sooner they get out of your bubble, the better, the safer it is for you at the end of the day.
Right. Okay. So let's just talk a little bit more about the panic button. Are you competing with other companies in this area? Because I suppose alarm companies have panic buttons. I'm not so sure
Yes.
about personal panic buttons. I don't know really who is your competition, or do you have
Yeah.
any competition?
No, absolutely. There's competition without doubts. 8-9 years ago, there were only two main role players in this field. With time, that has changed. Your insurance companies will have panics. Your security company will have a panic. But what's important to note is your insurance companies, it goes through a call center. That's a
Right.
person you're going to speak to on the phone. They're going to phone the authorities. Your security companies will possibly just focus on the area that you stay in, whereas Mobi Claw will be a national footprint. But in essence, a lot of competition at the moment. These buttons, you can get them anywhere. What is important is the response that you get from those panics. And actually, I would like to do a test one day. Just get a person that has no affiliation with the company whatsoever. Let them download the various different apps, get the different devices, and test them. And do like a demo or compare them and rate it.
A time trial, if you will.
That's it. Well, exactly that.
So are you saying that you are quicker to respond than anybody else?
Without a doubt. And I say that with confidence because I know what our control room is capable of. And I know the expertise that we have in the control room and the backing that we give them. So without a doubt.
Yeah. Okay.
Look,
So that is your unique selling point, is that you are not a call center environment. You've got a more personal response.
That is correct.
Time and team.
100%. You're not going to always win the fight, if I can put it that way. There will be challenges, just like in any environment, any industry, any company. But it's how it's dealt with. What is quite important, and having that transparency with the client at the end of the day.
Okay, and their details need to be up to date.
Absolutely.
The SOP, or what did you call it?
Yeah, SOPs. You got it.
Okay, got it. Okay. So now there's another question that's come through saying, why would we need this if we could just call the police or an ambulance?
Very good question. So a lot
good
of people
question.
ask us,
I don't have any of those numbers on my
question.
phone, actually. Just saying, yeah.
So you witness a cash and transit going down. You know the police number. I remember when I was in school or crash. We learned about the 1-811 as to how to call the police.
That's right. Yeah.
but in saying that, you're going to have to know what is going on, the right questions to ask, and the right answers to give to the operator that you're dealing with. Where within our control room, those SOPs, those standard operational procedures, they know, number one, where you are, so you don't have to fight or spell a road name, and the description of the situation, what's happening. Now, we are on direct communications with various role players in certain areas. These role players would include your SAPS, your Metro Polices, fire, whatever the case is. And we've got good understandings or good relationships with those role players, which results in a faster and a more effective response. But also, you dealing with someone on the other side of the phone that might struggle to understand what you're saying if you're phoning a 10111, I'm using as an example. But whereas it comes to our control room, we're speaking with a well-spoken person that understands what you are saying. And we've got various technologies within the control room that can help us if there is a bit of a language barrier, if we're struggling with getting a proper landmark as to where you are, what's happening.
Yeah. And also, to contact you guys, I'm going to speak to one person only, who's going to deal with the rest for me. I mean, that makes sense, right?
Correct.
Totally.
So your panic comes through. You have an operator, emergency coordinator, we call them coordinators here, that will coordinate your emergency from start to finish. So as an example, your husband has fallen, he had a few brandies and he tripped over the bar stool or whatever the case is. You would press your panic. That operator won't just call you and cut the call and send out the paramedics. They will be in constant communication with you up until that paramedics arrive and that you are satisfied with the response that you've gotten. We see that whole emergency through right up until the end. We're in constant comms with the paramedics out on the ground as well. So we want to know, right, which hospital is the person going to? What is their condition? What is their status? What are the injuries or illnesses? So that in our side of the control room, we can put that within our spreadsheets. So come month end, we can see, right, hey, we've seen an increase in medical emergencies. We've seen an increase in fires. A good example, bushfires, obviously wintertime is prevalent. And then also the medical emergencies closer towards month ends. We always see an increase in that as well.
Why is that, Wynand?
Stress. I think a lot of people go through different types of stress, whether it be financial, whatever the case is. And unfortunately, that does affect your health, which results in medical emergencies at the end of the day.
Isn't that sad, hey? When it comes to paying the bills, we all fall over, get stressed and fall over. Okay,
100%.
so tell me about is there any sort of age group, or what are the ages of your customers? Is it anybody? Do you have to be over 18? How does it work?
So, Ange, age is just a number. It varies from all ages because we've seen different emergencies happen to any age group, from your youngsters who might be born with a serious medical condition to going into your teens, going out partying and they take Uber or they're in an accident, going into your later 20s, 30s, and things start getting more serious in life and you start having children and all the different situations that happen in life. So it doesn't matter what age you are. We've dealt with so many different emergencies from all ages because, as Wynand was saying, life is stressful now and high blood pressure goes up and you have cholesterol, and all those different medical conditions can lead to having strokes and heart attacks. And it really doesn't matter what age you are. You never know when something's going to happen. So all ages have been helped from a Mobi Claw 911 perspective when you need help quickly.
Okay. And just a question here. If I'm not on medical aid, what happens then? So do you also work with the government hospitals, or how? So if I'm not on medical aid and I don't have cover for an ambulance, what is the procedure then?
So what's really nice about being part of Mobi Claw and being a client of Mobi Claw, should you have a medical emergency and it's life-threatening and you need stabilization and transportation to hospital quickly. As we were saying earlier, you don't talk about the golden hour anymore, you talk about the golden window. You need to get help as quickly as possible, depending on how severe your medical emergency is. So being part of Mobi Claw automatically links you into a plan of ours, which is our ambulance management plan. So that allows us to immediately dispatch the medics to come and assist you. They'll stabilize and transport you to the necessary hospital, depending on your information, whether you're on medical aid or not on medical aid. If you're not on medical aid, they'll take you to a government hospital. If you are on medical aid, it'll be a private hospital, and you'll go to the hospital that will be best required for your injury at that point in time or medical condition. If your medical aid doesn't pay for that transportation bill, us as Mobi Claw will cover that bill. And if you're not on medical aid, we will also cover that medical bill to transport you to hospital, to get you that help quickly and help save as many lives as we can within the golden window as quickly as possible.
Yeah, but it's just important that you are a Mobi Claw client, excuse me, so that you are covered by this ambulance plan. And regarding this ambulance plan, we've got many client schools where the entire school, all the school kids are on the ambulance plan, because you would find a lot of times you don't know the condition of the child in terms of their status and medical aid. So with us, we know they're on Mobi Claw plan, our AMBO plan, that we can dispatch paramedics immediately. You don't have to get authorizations because they're on our AMBO plan. They are covered.
Not just that, Wynand, we've got a lot of businesses that have put their staff onto this plan to help them should they have problems or need help. What a lot of people don't understand, when you're in the working environment and you get injured on duty, IOD will cover. But should your staff member have a heart attack, which is not an injury on duty, it's completely different, IOD don't cover for that. So that's where the ambulance management plan will kick in and help get that patient's quick help and response to the private ambulance to get them to hospital as quickly as possible.
Okay, so let's just on that note talk about the different packages. So if you can just explain that to me. So there's a family package, a school package, a business package. Can you just elaborate a little bit about the different offerings?
Yeah. So if the different offerings, obviously our main purpose is the individual. So you want to get Mobi Claw for yourself, that you know that's a separate and its own. But when it comes to now the various schools, your businesses, we engage one-on-one with those companies or schools, as it would be a tailored package for them. It all depends on how many students there are or how many employees you would have within the company. So it's more of a custom setup or deal that we would have with those entities. So definitely, if there are companies that are interested, definitely to reach out to us and we would get on one-on-one with them to discuss it. But when it comes to the individual out there that wants the app, Teresa can break that down, how much it costs per person and beneficiaries, that's her game.
Okay, can you just tell me before we go into that, what is your web address? Where do we find you?
So our web address, it's www.mobiventures.co.za. Alternatively, on our Facebook page, you can go and have a look at all our success stories and how many lives we help save.
Okay. So before you get into the membership and the fees and the costs, if I am a family of a husband and wife and 2 kids, does every person need a different profile? Maybe you can answer that in your next, in our conversation now.
Sure, no problem, Ange. And what one needs to understand, every person's situation is different. Every person's needs and requirements are different. So it all depends on the family and the individuals and what they require, what their needs and expectations are. From a Mobi Claw perspective, it is a per person subscription. We always encourage everyone to have their own Mobi Claw app because it gives you that 24/7 protection wherever you go. So you've got that one push of a button should you need help and you're not together with your husband or your kids, whatever the case is. So it's always good. We always encourage everybody to have an app if they are wanting everyone to have an app. So it is a per person subscription and it's extremely affordable when you look at the bigger picture and what we're offering from a national point of view and the services that you'll get quickly when you need help fast. So you'll start off with the Mobi Claw 911 app on your phone. It's a whole 94 Rand for the principal member a month, subject to a once-off registration fee of 160. It's just a once-off registration fee. Then it will go down slightly. So if you want to add a dependent, your first dependent will be 90 Rand a month, and that will be a once-off registration fee of 130. Should anyone want the full breakdown, they're more than welcome to make contact with us, and I can give them the full breakdown of all the different costs that go with that, should they be looking at more than 2 in a family.
Okay, so if there's 4 cell phones in my family, then it's 90 Rand each, basically, somewhere around there. So it's not a lot
Yes,
of money.
it'll go down. It'll go down slightly
Okay,
per
okay.
person. Yes.
So I've got someone asking here, do I get pensioners discount? Ha 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 ha.
I was actually going to mention something about that. You do indeed. It's a small discount, but should you register as a pensioner, as a principal user, you will pay only 90 Rand a month, also subject to the once-off registration fee of 160.
Okay. There's a question here. How can I get my mobile button? But it's on your Mobi Claw app, right? Is it always on if you open the app, is that the first thing you see? Have you got a phone with you that you can show me? Okay.
Yes, we do have.
Let's do
Wynand
that.
is getting his cell phone out now to show you the app on the cell phone. That's
Okay.
one of our life-saving solutions we can offer.
Okay. Brilliant. So as you open the app, that's what you see as you tap on it on your screen. Okay.
I'll close it again, and then let me find it quickly. Okay, there's the emblem there, the Mobi Claw. Click on that. That's it.
Perfect.
One
It's that
single
simple.
button that you press, you hold it in,
Yeah.
turn green, and that sends a panic through to the control room.
Okay. Wow.
So that's one of our life-saving solutions. And then should anyone be interested, we offer these mobile devices, which I was explaining a little bit earlier. These are ones that you can hang around your neck, put in your pocket, go running with, take to the shower. Should you need assistance and you don't have your cell phone on you, a lot of people are worried, what if my cell phone gets taken? So should that happen, you've still got another device to be able to call for help when you need help quickly. That is another option that we do offer.
Okay. And where do we get these buttons from?
So if you go to our website, you will be able to click on register, whether you want just the app or just the mobile device. Should you want interaction with our sales manager to assist you with registering, you would phone us or email us. All the information's there, and we will make contact with you to help you with the registration process. So it's a lot easier if you are needing that one-on-one interaction and assistance with registering.
Okay, but do you send the button to me then, or do I have to come and fetch it? How does it get into my hands?
So once you register with Mobi Claw, you will let us know whether you're just looking for the app on the phone or if you're wanting a mobile device. The mobile device is a once-off purchase, and we would invoice you for the device. And once the device is paid for, we would need to register the device in your name, which will take a few days for us to do. Once the device is programmed and registered and working correctly, we will then courier that device to your address of your liking, wherever is easiest for us to send the device to.
Perfect. Okay. So here's a different question. If you run an apartment block, so you're the body corporate, would the body corporate want security for each unit, or would your company be able to offer a package deal? So obviously that depends on what the body corporate has agreed to with their tenants. Have you ever done anything like that before?
Yeah, so that would be a custom setup. It would be a package deal, like you said. But definitely it can be done. Again, it boils down to numbers, how many people are interested in it, or how many units, and to ensure that each unit has got at least a smartphone there, so we can get the app onto the phone and that it's working. And yeah, that can be done through the body corporate without a doubt.
Yeah. Okay. So you can basically tailor make any collection of people, whether it's a business, a school, a body corporate, you can make a
100%.
plan for these people. And
Correct. We're very
custom,
flexible.
yeah.
Yeah, we're an independent company, so you're not dealing with a massive corporate or anything to that effect. So it's basically pick up a phone and you can speak to one of the directors as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys are easily available online, on
Yes.
Facebook and on your website. And the phone numbers are there as well. Hey, we're going to scroll that right now.
Correct.
So, why would I choose Mobi Claw over another security company? Because when I think of Mobi Claw, am I thinking emergency? Am I thinking security? What am I? Can you explain all the different offerings? Because we've been talking a lot
Correct.
about emergency situations, and emergencies can mean many things. But are there other things like home security, other offerings that we haven't spoken about?
Correct. So I think one thing we need to touch on is, with your security company, we do not replace your alarm monitoring and alarm response at home. Alarm
Okay.
monitoring is reliant
So
on.
you are not armed response. Let's just be clear.
That is correct. On the Mobi Claw side, we a panic solution, but we tie in with your on response company. So when you sign up with us, you have to put in your on response company or alarm monitoring company, if you do have one, onto your profile. Automatically, when your alert comes through, we can see, right, you belong to security company A. If it's a positive incident, we would contact security company A and inform them one of their clients is experiencing an emergency or a security-related emergency, so they can send a vehicle. We would then also have our preferred service providers in the different areas within the country. So we work with a geofencing system on our platform. So automatically detects your location as well as the nearest security service provider that we are affiliated with. And in the area where you are, we would dispatch them as well. Now, with Mobi Ventures, we've got Mobi Claw 911. Let's call it a division, which is the panic app, the panic solution. Your personal panic solution.
So that's what we've been talking about tonight.
That is correct.
Okay.
Right. Then we have moved into the vehicle tracking industry. So within our control room, we get vehicle tracking through us. So it's just like any other vehicle tracking company where all your insurance requires that 2 units are fitted to your Hilux because it's a high-risk vehicle. We have our GPS-based tracking units. You can get an app for it to pull reports. You can log in on the website. We also affiliate with insurance companies. So you would get a certificate that you can give to your insurance company stating that, right, my vehicle tracking is now with Mobi Ventures. And we do the recovery as well. So we have recovery teams all across the country. So if your vehicle had to get stolen, we would dispatch the recovery teams to try and find this vehicle. Apart from that, we've got our Mobi Detect. Mobi Detect is our camera division. That is essentially AI that we use. So we don't sit in front of, or in the control room, the guys don't sit in front of computer screens and monitor cameras because they will miss stuff. It's happened before. That's why we've moved away from the live monitoring. So we make use of AI, artificial intelligence. A few sites I can mention here. One of them is Toyota in Westville, where certain times within the day, the cameras would arm itself. And if a person walks in that intrusion area, automatically we get notified in the control room. We can dispatch the security service providers. Apart from that, we've got our own armed response division, but that's only for the Westville and the Cowies Hill area for now. That is slowly expanding. So if you want to have house alarm monitoring where we install alarm systems, we can definitely do that as well, but subject to being in the Cowies Hill and the Westville area. And then our final one, correct me if I've missed anything, is our ambulance plan, which is very effective. It works well, and it's a minimal fee that you are paying. So let's say I'm the principal person, I'm paying my Mobi Claw account, but I want to add additional 10 people to my account only for the Mobi Claw ambulance plan. It's a minimal fee. They can be added to my profile, even if they don't have a medical aid. We can send private paramedics to stabilize and transport to appropriate medical facility. And another thing Teresa touched on, which I think a lot of people need to understand, is the difference between having a physical emergency at work and a medical emergency. Because a lot of people think a person fainted at the office, they'll be covered by worksman comp, which they won't. It has to be a physical injury in the office environment for worksman comp to kick in. But you have to be registered as well. Your staff has to be on the roll for worksman comp.
Okay. Can we talk a little bit more about the tracking? Is it called Mobi
Yes.
Track?
Correct. Mobi Track 911. So track is spelled
Mobi Track
T-R-A-K. Mobi Track 911, self-tracking division.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, it's on
So
our
that is
website.
vehicle tracking. So you put the
That is
tracker
correct.
into the car and then you monitor it.
That is correct, yes. So we can monitor for accidents, battery disconnects, vehicle tampering, the different packages on the website. We do cross-border monitoring as well. So if your vehicle gets close to border, we will be notified and then check in with the driver or the fleet manager. It is a popular division at the moment that is taking off well, and we do it a little bit different as opposed to the opposition or the competition out there, where it's a month-to-month contract that you sign with us, and it's not a 24-month or 36-month contract. But this is obviously subject to you paying for the tracking unit yourself and installation, which amounts to 1,400 Rand. And then that tracking unit is yours. If you feel like you want to pause your tracking for a month, you can pause it with us and reinstate it the following month. So be very flexible, and we want to give the end user more flexibility at the end of the day, that they're not tied into 2-3 year contracts.
Right. So okay. So that's interesting. So I think we've covered quite a lot today. I know we started talking about Mobi Claw 911, but Mobi Ventures is made up of Mobi Claw emergency response. Did I get that right? Tracking, detection, and ambulance plan. There's a lot to talk about. I don't want to digress too much on today's webinar because we're going to have another one. So I think one final word from you guys or some advice. Once I've registered and I've got the app on my phone and I'm ready to go, do we do monthly testing? How do I know that it's working? Are there upgrades that come through the phone, or tell me a little bit about that?
So, Ange, we always encourage our clients to do monthly tests on their app or vice versa their device, should they have invested in a device from us. It's vitally important to do monthly tests. And why I say that is, I see on a daily basis when I'm going through explaining to clients who have been clients for 5 years, they forget that they need to hold the red button down until it turns green. And when you're in a distressful situation, you tend to forget to do that. So doing your monthly test reminds you on how to use the button should you need it. And a lot of people upgrade or everyone literally upgrades their device every 2 years, their mobile cell phone. And when you upgrade your cell phone, any platform for that matter, be it WhatsApp, Facebook, Google, like ourselves, you need to sign into the system. So when you get a new cell phone and everything syncs to your new cell phone, you have to sign in order for the app to work again. It's not automatically going to start working on its own. It'll be on your phone, but you'll have to sign in. So it's vitally important to do your monthly test so we know that the button's working, the app on the phone is working. Should there be any hassles, you reach out to us and we will manage and assist with your admin query to help as quickly as possible.
Okay. So it's all about communication at the end of the day. We need to stay in touch with you and vice versa. Okay, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up today. We don't want to information overload anybody. So parting words, thanks for being with us tonight, Teresa and Wynand. It's been most interesting hearing about all this stuff. And also during Women's Month, safety first, ladies.
Most definitely.
Okay. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll chat again soon.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Bye.